Ben Bailey, and I have served as John Perdue's counsel during the recent investigation that many of you have read about into his actions on behalf of his daughter. As his counsel, I recently received a letter, the following letter from the United States Attorney's Office, and he wanted me to share it with you since this matter has generated so much public attention. It's short. It's addressed to me at my office on Capitol Street. It says, "Dear Mr. Bailey, as you are aware, an investigation was conducted concerning a matter involving Marshall University and the daughter of John and Robin Perdue. You wrote this office and informed us that you represent Mr. Perdue. I wanted to write to inform you that the investigation into that matter has been concluded and no further action is being taken by this office thereon." The letter has the names of Chuck Miller, the United States Attorney, on it, and Booth Goodwin, and it is signed by Mr. Goodwin. I've been practicing law and doing this kind of work for about 30 years. I've heard of letters like this. This is the first one I've ever seen, and this is the first one I have ever been so happy to receive on behalf of a client. The United States Attorney's Office can't comment or say any more than they have. But I want to thank Mr. Miller and Mr. Goodwin for writing this letter, for I believe realizing that the accusations against John Perdue, whatever they were unjustified and false, and that the publicity he has received as a result was unfair. Many people jumped to conclusions about this that were wrong and made mountains out of less than a molehill. I would hope that those folks would be the first in line to apologize to John, to his family, and particularly to his daughter, who, as you all know, in this day and age of Google and the internet, will follow her for years to come. John has a few things he'd like to say too, and then we will take some questions if you have. I think you have a copy of the letter.
Thank you, Ben, very much. Many of you know I have made no comments recently concerning this investigation. Money, I took the advice of my attorney, who advised me it's best that I not comment until the investigation was completed. I too want to thank the attorney, the prosecuting attorney's office, the federal prosecuting attorney's office, for that letter. It means a lot to me and my family. Let me say this very clearly. I did nothing wrong except be a dad to a daughter who was making an important decision in her career to change her major and her future of her life. If that's a crime, there is a lot of West Virginians that are violating that every day in West Virginia. I hope this will not deter any parent to take a role in their child's education, regardless if it's in high school or grade school or college. I've been a major promoter of education, higher education in the state of West Virginia. And I really believe parents should take an active role in their child's education. I've always done that with my daughters and will continue to do that in the future. Yes, I'm a public official. And I'm proud of my record in the state treasurer's office. And I understand from time to time I will receive criticism and motivated political jabs. But I do not believe that my daughter deserved the treatment she received in this and what happened to her. Nobody, including everyone in this room, could understand the stress a family goes through when a federal prosecutor's office is looking at you. understand the stress that a 20-year-old at the time would go through. Every time she would Google her name and see comments and stories concerning her. Yes, I believe her privacy was violated. And under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, under the U.S. Department of Education, I believe no student in this state should have to go through a violation of their privacy of their grades under any circumstances. Regardless if you're an elected official or you're any other parent in this state. I hope parents will continue to be involved in the children's education, and this will not stop them from participating in the future. I want to say I appreciate all of the people in West Virginia that sent me cards, telephone calls, text messages in support, and most of all, I want to thank my family, my extended family, which is my staff, and others who supported me through this crisis situation. I want to thank my church minister and my daughter's ministers who helped hold our hand and help us through this crisis situation. Let me conclude by saying this. I will not address today any questions regarding my daughter. I think her privacy has been violated enough for a lifetime. As I said in the past, when this story first broke, I said that this was an internal controversy inside the education department at Marshall University. I still stand behind that statement. I think my family would like to have some answers to some questions. Why was my daughter's privacy violated? By whom was it violated? And for what reason was it violated? I've been assured by Marshall University that they will look in to this and try to get to the bottom of the privacy issue. I challenge you to do the same. Thank you for coming, and Ben and I will be happy to answer any questions